Hello and welcome to BeamNG Drive. I'm davidinark, and today we are going to look at how you create idiot drivers in BeamNG. That's right, we're going to bring up the AI tool here. So I'm going to walk you through step by step. First thing you do is hit escape on your keyboard to bring up the side menu here. Then you're going to go to the UI apps over on the left. Click the plus in order to get into there, and then grab the AI control. Now, when it pops up, it may pop up anywhere on your screen, but you can move it around. So we'll just kind of set it. That's a little high, I think. Yeah. All right, we'll put it somewhere in here. I want you to see what's going on. And then make sure you hit the check mark. So now the AI tool is in place. Now we need to get some AI. So go to AI and traffic, and then you can spawn in traffic with or without cops. We'll go ahead and let's spawn in traffic with cops. Why not? If we're going to have idiot drivers, let's make everybody an idiot driver. All right, so this will take a couple of moments depending on your CPU and all that other good stuff. So once this gets rolling, then nothing like spawning in invisible cars. There we go. Welcome to BeamNG. Okay, so now that the traffic is rolling, you can see that the car I'm in is disabled AI mode. That means you are the driver. So when I hit tab, you'll see that this one says traffic mode. So you can change other modes if you want, but we're going to leave it on traffic. And then it's got these other different settings, like awareness. So awareness is whether or not this vehicle is going to pay attention to other vehicles on the road. So if you have awareness off, that means that it doesn't care if there's other traffic whatsoever. In lane means whether or not it's going to stay in its designated lane going the correct direction. And we already have an accident. And then risk is how dangerous of a driver this person is. Now, I can tell you from experience, setting this around the 1.0 mark makes people pretty dangerous. I don't know if you saw or not, but when it first came up, it was at like 0.3, so not very dangerous at all, but you can change that as you need to. Now, the CO is whether or not this car will take off-road routes. Otherwise, if the lower that is, the more likely it is to stay on cement versus going off-road. So we have this car, and you can already see it's going wackadoo. It's in the wrong lane. He's going 50 miles an hour. He's doing all kinds of stuff. Then you also have the rate of speed setting. Man, this dude's just plowing through everybody. Okay, you also have the rate of speed. And so you can turn that off. You can have it as a set speed so that, like, pretty much if I set this to, I don't know, 50 miles an hour or something, then and then I tell it to set that, then that means that that's how fast that vehicle is going to always try to go. So it's going to always try to go that speed. So in this case, we've got 30, so it's always going to try to go 30 miles an hour. Well, it would help if it wasn't being chased by the police. Without the police ramming it, it would be trying to go 30 miles an hour. But you can also, there are other settings in the mode where you can actually tell it, you want the legal limit. You can also do limit, which 30 limit means that is the highest that'll go. I don't know why that changed back to legal. Oh, yes, I do, because the car reset. Yeah, okay, so some of these settings get reset when the car itself resets. I reset the car, so it kind of wigged out. But that's okay. It's just one of those things you kind of play around with. So what you do is just hit the tab key to switch between the different vehicles. So right now I'm on this police car. I'm going to tell the police car to not worry about other traffic, to not worry about the lane change. We can set its risk. We can set its off-road, capabilities. Capabilities isn't the right word, whether or not it's going to go off-road. And then I hit tab and I move to the next vehicle that I want to set. And you can change these any way you want to. So if you want to leave it however they were spawned in, you just leave it that way and call it good. So for example, maybe you want all the cops to have traffic awareness and to stay in their lane, that kind of stuff. You can do that. Or again, you can mix and match these however you want to. So you can have awareness off and lane on, or awareness on and lane off, You can set the risk to whatever you want to. And you can do this for each AI vehicle, again, just by pressing tab and cycling through each of the vehicles. Now, the kick is you can't type a number into the box. You have to use the little up and down arrows to change the numerical values. So just kind of be aware of that. So here we go, cycling through each of these vehicles. Hi, there's been a wreck right in front of the police officer. How you doing? And he's out of here. You know what? Never mind. I ain't got time for this. So anyhow, eventually you end up back at your own vehicle. So now I am back at the vehicle where I started. And you can change this vehicle out. I'm just using the default truck because, you know, why not? But now I am driving around, and you see already vehicles are skirting the yellow line. Ultimately, depending on what AI decides to do when they spawn stuff in, we may actually see folks who are spending a whole lot more time on the wrong side of the road. But as you drive around now with the AI in stupid mode, you are going to see, well, there you go. We've already got some paint swapping up here. The dude's got his trunk popped open. So you're going to see all kinds of things happen here in BeamNG. Oh, well, I wasn't even expecting to get smacked. Great. All right, so one of the other things you can do is when you tab to an AI vehicle, right now I am in an AI vehicle and the AI is driving. So what I did was just change camera modes. So now we're in the hood cam. And then if you're not familiar with hiding all of the stuff on the screen, that is the Alt-U. So if you hold Alt and hit U, that will take off the user interface. So you get a nice clean view, whether you are just playing or if you are recording, that'll give you a nice view of what's going on without all of the other stuff in the way. So just wanted to demonstrate that. Oh my gosh, man, you're being a little aggressive, my friend. Oh, and into a tree. So that's how you get some of that first-person dash cam kind of stuff by switching vehicles, changing the camera, and then turning off the interface. Oh, that is not pretty at all. And by the way, if you want to turn it back on, you just hit Alt-U again, and that will turn the interface back on. The other thing you can also do is if you spawn to a vehicle, if you tab over to a vehicle and you change the AI mode to disabled, then that lets you drive the vehicle. So I'm driving this police car right now, and I'm going to use that term very loosely, but anyhow, I'm the one controlling. That's probably the wrong word as well. But anyhow, I'm driving this vehicle. Oh, sorry. Just, hey, send the bill to the PD. It'll be fine. Yeah, so you can actually take control of an AI vehicle. Now, it does have some caveats. If you reset the vehicle, it will reset itself to AI. And like in this case, you'll notice that it switched back to traffic after it busted that vehicle, because that's considered a soft reset of sorts, and so therefore it switched back to the AI mode driving. So it takes a little bit of finagling, it takes a little bit of getting used to in terms of playing around with it, but in the meantime, there you go. Feel free to, of course, go back, rewind, watch this over again, pause where you need to in order to learn how to make crazy AI in BeamNG Drive. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Got any questions, problems, suggestions, horror stories? Feel free to leave those down in the comment section below. Special thanks to Hero of God, GamerGull, and LosWilko for supporting me on Patreon. And thank you, as always, for watching. I appreciate it so much. We'll see you next time in BeamNG Drive. Have a great day.